Hey, what's up guys? My name is Joe. This is Nicole
Hi guys.
at Scalp, and we want to talk about the training that goes on in the SMP world. And we want to ask, are the SMP trainers ruining the industry?
Yes.
I already know your answer. I don't think it's a clear yes or no, but in a lot of ways.
This is an amazing industry, and what it does for people, I mean, how it really helps men and women, I mean, people are blown away by this service.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
But
right now, the training standard is about a 4 or 5 day crash course. End of that 4 or 5 day, here's your certificate. Next week, that person's opening up shop, ready for business.
Taking their
Kinda
class
crazy.
on Tuesday, ready to do some video by Saturday. That
crazy.
is so frightening. And remember, he has over 10 years of experience
Yes.
in this industry. So his view on it's going to be a little bit different than
I've been
mine.
training for over 8 years in this industry. If you're an artist yourself or a consumer, you might have seen people training on a honeydew melon. First one to ever do that. Just to put it in perspective, I'm definitely, what you call it, an OG, a pioneer
Pioneer, I
of
think.
the SMP industry. So I definitely think I have a credible voice. I wouldn't go that far as a godfather. I got lucky and got grandfathered in that I've been doing it for so long.
I call him the guru of SMP, so.
In any event, awesome industry. There's some amazing artists out there.
Yes, there is.
Definitely some amazing work going on. Definitely some great progress. You know, the results are getting better and better and better. But with that, there's a lot of people jumping in the industry.
Bad and crazy and horrible experiences that people are really going through.
That's right.
And I mean, sadly, is we all kind of get labeled with like, okay, well, this is SMP, but no, it's not. I mean, you can go to different tattoo artists and get really good work and really scary work.
That's right.
And it's the same thing with
That's
SMP. I mean, it's I mean, you've seen it. You've seen the evolution of this for all of this time.
Well, we've been seeing it a lot here in California, and that's kind of what inspired this video. Is we've been seeing more and more people that are choosing to get laser removal. And not only that, because
I mean, I think he kind of started the movement with your story. You kind of started it, and I think you maybe inspired a lot of guys.
I don't know if I started it, but
I
hopefully I inspired some
I
people.
think you, I mean, especially, I'm the one that talks to the guys that call in, and I mean, I hear their stories, and I feel like you really did inspire them, because I mean, for you to get it done after having it done for so long, and not only that, but
to get laser removal done.
To get laser
after having
removal
my
done,
treatment.
and you actually being like the scalp guru, you know what I mean?
So first of all, I'm very happy that I removed my treatment, and Nicole is definitely taking care of me. I'm loving my new look. But
and
as
again,
I
was trained by Joe himself. So I mean that
let's talk about that for a second. So
I knew you were going there.
She ran an operation in the cosmetic field doing eyelashes.
Yes.
And her and a friend collaborated, and they decided to take someone's online training. Now that person who offered the online training happened to be the guy that I worked with for 5 years and helped him build his company. And I actually built the online training. It was my idea to do an online training program so I could supplement the learning. But what I'm trying to say is I trained 100 people in about 2 or 3 years time frame. And so what I had in mind was let me give someone online training so that when I meet them, they have a foundational skill set.
Yes.
The online training was never meant to be, I'm going to teach you from scratch how to do
and
SMP.
then go and work on people.
Kind of crazy to do. But anyway, that guy that I worked with decided he can make a lot of money, and he did just that.
His marketing is phenomenal. I mean, there's so much really good marketing when it comes to trainers and, you know, taking these 4-day courses or these online courses that you can do from the flexibility of your home. Look, I've done them, and it was scary to think that people actually take these courses and go and physically touch somebody's head after. I mean, that thought right there is crazy. Once I had taken this course and I knew absolutely no way with integrity I could ever even touch somebody's scalp, I started researching. I mean, I researched just like you, London, Florida, absolutely everywhere to find the best trainer. But for me, more than anything, I was looking for somebody that was going to be able to give those undetectable, natural results. And I found you.
That's right. Let me say this. I think it'll put it in good perspective. So again, I've been training for over 8 years. I've trained maybe 300, 400, almost 500 artists, somewhere around there, in the hundreds. Currently, this day, in the past year or so, we've trained just a handful of people.
Yes.
Just a few people.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of people out there that have businesses very similar to ours that haven't been doing it as long, that will train 20 people a year, 50 people a year, 100 people a year.
With respect.
You might ask yourself, why am I not training so much? Because as a business owner, right, if you just look at the numbers, I can make a lot more money if I added a lot of trainers.
Yes. Yeah.
So why am I not doing that? I'm not doing that because I felt for years terrible. When someone spends $4,000, $5,000, a lot of women that do, eyebrows, that do permanent makeup, that have kids at home, that take out loans so they can take this training course. And I'm looking in the eye saying, yeah, come take my 4-day course, come take my 5-day course. And by the time you're done, you'll get a certificate, knowing deep in my heart that they have no chance of producing good results. It's going to take them months and months, if not years. So I've been saying for a good 2 years now, to be fair to myself, that this requires an apprenticeship.
Yep.
If you're not going to do some form of apprenticeship, you have no chance of operating a business with integrity.
Yeah.
So
and producing results where people are actually going to walk away and be happy long term, not just initially, long term. Again,
and let me just finish my thought, because it's I want the best for people. It's very hard. It's very hard to keep integrity, right? Because the money talks to me sometimes. I see my brethren out there. I see them making extra $100,000 a year. I mean, we're talking some serious money. You can make 6 figures just on a training, and I bypass that. Why do I do that? Because it's not respectful to people that have had hair loss.
Yeah.
Being a client myself, I just couldn't do that to people. So, okay, cool. There's that.
we gotta get that out of there.
It's tough for me because, admittingly, I'm confident I'm one of the best artists out there.
Yes,
but when it comes to the marketing side, I'm not the best marketer out there in the SMP world. And I know that. And that's fine. That's okay. It's okay with me until I see these marketers making tons of money saying they're the best, they're the best, they're the best. Come take my training, I'm the best. And the problem
I talked to these guys after, and these women, and just to be quite frank, they can't even get a hold of the companies after, or it takes sometimes weeks to get in touch with those companies that they just paid all this money to. I mean, they, like you said, single moms at home or moms at home taking these trainings, and they take out loans and they can't even get in contact with them to have that, just that support.
Sure.
I mean, that to me is mind-blowing right there.
Right.
It's I mean, with us, definitely anybody that we've ever trained, they still continue to have that support.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're not trying to sell a training here. We're trying to educate consumers that a lot of people that are taking the trainings, they're barely getting trained. They're getting shown, here's the equipment. And on top of that, I know I made a lot of...
for 15 minutes.
Well, in the industry, I made a lot of noise. I made a couple videos on YouTube, but let's talk about the inks for a second. There's a lot of people that, first of all, every single person, I'm talking to everybody out there. Everybody! They're using tattoo ink. There's no such thing as SMP ink. It's all made up. So I didn't come up with this idea. I learned, like I said, in Florida over a decade ago. And I worked there for a year apprenticing, and it caught me catching that person that I worked with, because they used smart pigments, I think they called them. And then I saw the guy get like 20 bottles of this ink. It was silverback ink, and he was pouring it into his own bottles that had his labels on it. So I gave that information to the guy that I worked with for 5 years, and he was one of the first to, on a massive scale, sell ink, who, by the way, just had a recall on his ink. But the point is, I'm not trying to knock anybody down. What I'm trying to do...
talk about how you were trained. I mean, your apprenticeship, I mean, that is so widely different than what's going on today.
That's right. That's right. So I apprenticed for 9 months, and I never touched anyone's skin. 9 months. I used to, old school apprenticeship, I used to wash and wax cars. I mean, I really earned my stripes. I sat there in a chair.
Mr. Miyagi, the Karate Kid.
In a way.
Wax on, wax off.
In a way. But the point is, I watched and I observed and I practiced on materials for 8 or 9 months before I ever touched someone's skin. Now, of course, we can accelerate the training. It doesn't need to be that long these days, but we have 2 artists that work with us right now. Mm-hmm. One of them's been working with us for 7 months and just did his first head, not even his whole first head himself, but 7 months he's been apprenticing, and he's just starting to fly on his own now. So, everyone's a little bit different. People can learn faster.
No, that's 100% true. But I mean, think about the difference though. I mean, you apprenticed for 9 months without even touching skin versus somebody that 3 days, 2 days, and
it's laughable. It would be funny if it wasn't at the expense of people.
Somebody's head,
that's
somebody's scalp, somebody's hair loss, somebody's everything that they're going through.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Man, that's a little crazy to think of. I mean, so to answer your question right there, I mean, what's your answer?
My answer to what?
To our scalp artists really, are artists losing?
The answer is yes, in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, if someone's offering you a 2-day course, a 4-day course, a 5-day course, yeah, they're lying to you. But if they say that and they're still with you, they're still by your side, the problem is the logistics don't work out, right? A lot of people want to learn. We're in California here. They're in Utah. They're in Phoenix. They're in Nebraska. They're wherever. and
it's hard to come out here and
it's hard to take a month off of life and just go sit and learn a new craft, but at the same time, it's hard to open a business with integrity and do good work.
Yes.
So
and do right by people.
That's right. So ultimately, what I think consumers should take away from this is, I'm not saying someone can't take a 4 or 5 day course and be an awesome artist, because I've seen it. But it's like 1 out of 100. It's 1 out of 200. Not everyone's going to do it. So I'm not saying just because someone didn't take a year-long apprenticeship, they're not good. What I'm saying
or they get discouraged.
What I'm saying as a consumer is do your research, man. We work with a lot of guys.
Yes.
And man, men are impressive.
We have 5 people currently right now that are either getting it laser removed and coming to have it redone. And they've gone to some really well-known artists and have that complete painted on Sharpie looking look going on. Right. And then we have other people that went somewhere else and we're really just trying to correct what had happened and fixed really their botch job. So more than anything, do your research, whether it's us, whether it's another company, do your research. So
this is our best advice. So do your research, but that's a little broad. Let's be a little more specific. So in doing your research, first of all, you should see some reviews, and let's highlight, because we have some fun competitors that are in California. Real reviews, not these fake accounts. I guess everyone has their own strategy, but I think it's pretty apparent. Hopefully,
talk to their clients, meet with their clients. We have a lot of our clients that come in for consultations, and we'll have guys here that are being worked on that they can actually come and see up close what's being done to them and really hear from them firsthand. That's huge right there.
Absolutely.
Huge.
The proof is in the pudding there.
Yes.
Absolutely. And then finally, you want to see healed results.
Yes.
Okay? It's hard to do 3 sessions or 4 sessions on a client, and then after they're done and they're happy, they're paid, it's been a month's time, that's the best time for a picture. It's hard to bring them back to the facility and get some pictures, get a testimonial. I get that. But eventually, if people are doing this for them, they're going to find some healed results. I'm talking 1 month healed result, 6 months healed result, a year. And what does it look like from there? As a consumer, you really don't care about what it's going to look like immediately, because the life of the tattoo is going to look like the healed result. So find the healed results, people. Find the healed results. And not only that, we're doing precision art. We're doing precision art, fine detail art. If you can't see a zoomed in photo
up close
of the fine detail art, don't you have to ask yourself, what are they hiding? What am I missing here? If I'm looking at precision detailed art, why can't I see the detail? Why am I seeing a pixelated picture from here that has a good hairline flow?
A blurry picture, a filtered picture.
So I think that's the best advice as far as doing research. Look for these things, and again, we're not saying we're the only ones doing it. There's some awesome artists out there. We have a good friend, Darko, doing phenomenal work in France.
And in Kuwait as well.
In England is where this started. There's a lot of fine work out there. There's some awesome art. This is such a beautiful industry. So if you're a consumer, I urge you just do your research, because there's a lot more funky business you're going to find
funky business
than the people that are really doing the awesome work. So good luck.